When it comes to One Piece stuff, like everyone goes to your channel immediately. Is that pressure?
You know, I think about the anime industry as a whole, and like when it used to wait 1 to 2 years before you would get anything, and now it's like people get everything so instantly.
That is a total misconception. Something people don't know about my channel is like I'm not really an anime fan.
Interesting.
I am a fan of the anime that I like.
Welcome back, everyone, to Baton Pass, where we pass the mic to pass the time. And this time we're passing the mic with 3, because I'm joined not only by V.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Also, I'm Steph. I forgot to intro myself. Hello, everybody.
Your own podcast.
I know, right? I'm a professional at this. But, you know, we have another professional podcaster with us.
Look
We've
at
got
that. Wow.
RogersBase.
What's going on, everybody? Hello and welcome. Professional yapper over here, as we were saying earlier.
Professional yapper.
Happy to be here.
Joy Boy incarnate.
Incarnate.
Amass probably, I think you're at 600K now at this
I just
point,
got
right?
to 600K
That's
just before
awesome.
this trip. It was that Metal Gear video.
Oh, of course. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And
appreciate it.
Of course, our not so resident, because we're in Paris right now, spoilers, but not so resident Lune enjoyer. RogersBase, everybody.
We could do a whole podcast literally just about Expedition 33.
love
we could
Lune.
talk about it. And I do love
Excellent.
Lune. I know. I am curious though.
Yeah.
Did you like Lune upon your first playthrough? Or did you like Lune after like unlocking everything and being like, oh, I feel like I actually vibe with her more?
Go on.
I instantly loved Lune.
did too.
CL is the one who I had to grow to love.
I agree.
I
I
did
had to
not
warm up
really.
with CL.
Yeah, I was not feeling CL at all. In fact, it was very ironic that I won't go into details of spoiling the end, but I benched her the entire game. But then in the last fight, everyone got wiped except CL, and she won me the fight with the backup squad.
Very cool.
CL, to be fair, that's kind of why I started liking her too, because I definitely vibed more with Lune, and then as you get further into the game and you find out more about CL's past, without spoiling things, you find out a certain thing about her past, and then immediately I was like, well, I don't want to romance her then if this is the case.
Yeah,
this is weird.
yes.
And then as you're moving forward in the game and unlocking more of her abilities, like on her skill tree, she becomes so broken good. She's doing like 99999 and like one-shotting some of these like bosses that are on the field, and I'm I should probably invest in her.
Which, if you guys haven't checked out our spoiler cast, it's up on our Patreon. You should go
It
check that out.
is.
It's super. We end up yapping for like an hour about Expedition 33.
It's so
It's
true.
literally incredible.
But when you're not playing Expedition 33, what are you up to? What are you doing? Tell the folks who are learning about you for the first time.
So I'm Roger of the YouTube channel RogersBase. My real name is Roger. People always
No
bring it
way.
up. Because so many people are like, oh, are you named after the Pirate King? I'm like, first off, I'm 35. You think I'm named after a manga that came out in 1999? You got another thing coming.
Yep.
But, and then obviously for fellow One Piece enjoyers, One Piece is a big part of my content alongside Nintendo and Pokemon, obviously.
Yeah.
And, the Will of D is a thing in One Piece.
Yep.
And my last name is D. Luigi. It's literally capital
Wow.
D, lowercase I, Luigi. And then, obviously, in addition to One Piece content, because I make Nintendo content,
Yeah.
Luigi, Mario's brother.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So it's like literally I was born to do
I was gonna say
this thing.
One Piece.
I was gonna say, like, how does it feel? Like, I feel like when it comes to like One Piece stuff, like everyone goes to your channel immediately. Like,
That's very kind.
Not to literally throw it at you. Like, is that pressure? Like, people look to you for your reactions for like the newest chapter and whatever and stuff like that. People always say, "Don't go on the internet."
Oh,
and like that kind of stuff. Like the pressure must be like literally insane. Because I don't know if I would do it.
Yeah,
Like,
I think it was the toughest when I switched to the official release, because basically there was never an official release of the manga that was coming out simultaneously. So everybody was reading scans, which are essentially like the chapters as they are printed in the Japanese, and then fan translated, and they go online usually before the thing's even out, because people in 7-Elevens, like in Japan, scan them on Tuesdays to then eventually go up on Thursdays, even though the chapter comes out on Sunday. So it was like a big thing for a while.
Right.
And around the time that they actually got a simultaneous official release, I was like actually going full time on YouTube, and I was like, I'm working with these brands, and I'm like, I don't know, especially because like nobody works with Shueisha. Shueisha is like a very tough one, and with copyright and all kinds of things. And I was like, I kind of just like want to get in their good graces. And I feel like at the time I was doing so much One Piece content, and I was getting burned out on the current arc at the time, and I was like, I kind of want to do something different. So I figured the opportunity was right to switch to the official release. And I've been doing it ever since. And you have a drop in viewers initially when you do that, but because I do it as a live stream, it's now become like church basically on Sundays. Everybody comes in the morning, has a cup of coffee, and then reads One Piece, and then actually goes about their Sunday. So It's cool. Yeah, I mean, it's become fun, but I don't feel pressure. No.
That's good. I think about just the anime industry as a whole, and like when it used to, you'd wait 1 to 2 years before you would get anything, and like now it's like people get everything so instantly.
Immediately.
Oh my gosh.
It's so
Seeing that
scary.
shift happen in real time has also been crazy too. Because like when I started doing stuff on YouTube, I was covering like One Piece and Attack on Titan and eventually Demon Slayer in like 2020. But for the most part, it was just like One Piece and AOT.
Yeah.
And I knew those series inside and out.
Yeah.
But even with Attack on Titan, we waited like 3 years
Yeah.
for that next season to come out.
Yeah.
And then the manga chapters only came out once a month.
Yeah.
And so I was like,
Yeah.
give me my chapter. What's going on? Like,
Small rant, but as a shoujo enjoyer, it's always killed me that with shonen, you get the weekly, every
Of
chapter.
course, of
All
course.
my favorite shoujos, it's always once a month.
But they have
once a month.
there is weekly shonen or shoujo Sunday, I believe, in Japan, and those are weekly chapters. Yeah,
I gotta check this
you gotta
out.
check them out. Yeah, yeah.
I was
Oh
gonna
my
say
God.
these two are like the hyper mega anime fans, and I'm just like I like anime.
But listen,
sometimes,
but
you
I feel
know?
like no, but see, that is I think a misconception. Like we were talking earlier
Mm-hmm.
about like what topics do you want to discuss or whatever.
Yeah.
that is a total misconception and something people don't know about my channel. Is
right.
like I'm not really an anime fan.
Interesting.
I am a fan of the anime that I like.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I feel like a lot of the time people will be like, well, you have to watch this thing that I enjoyed growing up
Right.
or react to this. I'd never seen Naruto.
I was gonna say.
I watched all of Naruto as an adult.
Yeah.
I never saw Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
I watched all of it as an adult.
Yeah.
I did the same thing with Gurren Lagann. I did the same thing
Yeah.
with Full Metal Alchemist. I mean, there were so many series that
I'm
I just
so
did
happy
not
you
watch as a
finished
kid.
that, by the
Oh,
way.
know.
I
And
was in
did
every
end up
stream.
enjoying it.
I was in every stream of those being
Watching
like,
Brotherhood.
yes.
It was tough too because Brotherhood was one where I remember my friends were watching it like as I was growing up.
Yeah.
And they were always like, it's so good, you got to get into it. And for some reason, I just like didn't click with
Reverse
me
psychology.
so many times. And I finally ended up liking it after
Yep.
you watch past like episode 6 or 7.
Yep.
It's like the diamond meme, right? Where the
Yeah.
guy's like mining
Oh,
and he's
yeah.
right
And then-
before the
Yeah.
diamonds, you know.
Well, V and I on a previous episode,
Yeah.
we talked a little bit because you always say by the first episode you're not vibing with the
So,
show.
you drop it. You
might
don't even
drop
get a
it.
rule of
No,
three.
That's what I
do-
was saying, the rule of threes,
I
you
do
gotta
a rule
exist.
of 2. I feel
Okay.
like first episode always gets you hyped. We talked about this in the podcast before. First episode always gets you hyped. If the second episode doesn't grab me, then I'm like, I don't know.
You're done.
It's like
sometimes
there's
you need
but
a
you
few
both, It's so
episodes.
interesting that they both said rule of 3. I guess that's
Yeah.
just like a universal thing.
Because I think so many good series, without spoiling
Yeah.
big like plot points in these series,
Yeah.
have a turning point thing that happens
Yep.
around episode 3 that
Yep.
kind of gives you what the show actually is.
Interesting.
And by that point, yeah, if you like it, if you're into that twist or you're into
Yeah.
whatever they're doing with the series,
Right.
you're in for the long haul.
Okay.
Whereas I think for maybe like for your more formulaic kind of shonen or
Yeah.
shoujo, it's like you kind of know what you're getting into by the first
Right.
episode, so you could be like, it's fine,
That's
I'm done
fair.
with it. But I also have like weird taste because a lot of the anime that I enjoyed growing up was not like the big ones.
Right.
That was like what was on Adult Swim.
Oh,
you
that's
know?
valid.
Like Cowboy Bebop and
Yep.
Inuyasha
I
and
mean,
stuff. Which classics.
I
you know.
will say I appreciate that you said that you watched some anime as an adult because I watched Death Note as an adult and that's my
yeah.
favorite anime of all
Incredible.
time now.
Yeah,
and
very good.
essentially what I'm doing now is that I'm going back to older anime that I watched as a kid, like little fillers like here and there that they would show up on TV, but I
yeah.
never finished it. And so I'm sitting there. So I finished Yu Yu Hakusho.
Nice. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I was like, so what happens in the end? And so I ended up watching it. I'm doing that right now with Inuyasha. You just talked
Nice,
about
nice,
it.
nice,
And then the
nice.
next one after that is Sailor Moon because
Nice.
I haven't.
You've never seen Sailor Moon?
I have, but like little like fillers, and I don't know anything. I know
I'll
nothing.
tell you this.
Yeah.
They weren't cousins.
No.
That's all you need to know.
So
They weren't cousins.
true.
You don't know what that means yet? You're
don't.
going to get there, but they weren't cousins.
They weren't
And I know
cousins.
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They weren't cousins.
I have no idea. I'll find out. Like, give me like a couple episodes, and then I'll know what the heck's going on. Oh my god! But yeah, today has been crazy because we just
Yes.
came back from like the Nintendo Direct. Obviously, we had some crazy like NDA stuff and stuff like that.
Yup.
It's been absolutely wild. We reacted to Nintendo. Or we all
Sure did.
three.
Yeah, we
I
were
was
all
gonna say, we were all
Yeah,
there.
during
Exactly.
the Nintendo Direct. So if you guys haven't missed it, obviously we'll probably like pin it. Like,
Yeah, go
somewhere.
check it out. It
Sure,
was
a reaction to
incredible.
it.
But it's like so good. Like, I mean, I would say like top three
Top
things
three
that you,
moments.
like, yeah, that you were like,
Because there
holy
was a
crap.
lot in
There
that
was a
60
lot.
minutes.
There
I mean,
was a
Fire Emblem,
lot.
I am such a massive Fire Emblem fan that I think
Yeah.
for me that has to be number one. Whenever there's
Yeah.
and it's a new Fire Emblem following Three Houses,
It's
a
so
prequel
insane.
of Three Houses.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
you can't beat that.
Oh man, I'm so
What
excited.
were you, a Black Eagles enthusiast?
Edelgard
Yeah.
did nothing wrong. Edelgard did
Yes.
nothing wrong. I think Dimitri is, this is the hot water, the
Yeah.
hot take. I think Dimitri is like such a crybaby, and
Yeah.
I never liked him as I was going through it. And then I didn't like him until Claude's route, weirdly enough.
Interesting.
It was like, and Claude I really liked too.
Yeah.
Claude, I feel like Edelgard is the canon route in my head.
Yeah.
And then I feel like Claude is the also acceptable,
Yep,
universe.
yep.
And Dimitri, it's like nothing ever goes right in Dimitri's
Yeah.
universe. You don't ever want to be in Dimitri's because doesn't Claude like up and run away in Dimitri's? They team up to kill Edelgard.
I didn't do
dies.
Dimitri's at
Bro,
all.
You don't need to. It's fine. You know, I'd rather do the church route than do the Dimitri route because at least you get Rhea in that one.
I don't know if you know this, but Courtney, my wife, she actually, I think she ended up marrying Rhea at the end.
Yeah,
like
fire.
she did like the whole thing, and I was just
Yeah.
like, "Girl, what are you doing?" She's like, "I need to do this. I have to get
she's
done."
great.
And so it's so funny.
She's great.
So
Rhea's
of course,
awesome.
you know, she was losing her mind. Fire Emblem, dude, I can't believe it. After all this time, it's so exciting.
And to have it as the closer, I think, was
Yeah.
also awesome because there was so much stuff in this one that basically was teased before, or
Yeah.
like we were waiting to find more information on your Metroid. Your,
I was gonna say because you had made a short like previously saying what you were expecting. You like to throw in your predictions and stuff like that, which I really appreciate because you honestly throw some stuff that I'll be like, oh yeah, they haven't talked about that in a while and stuff like that. I feel like you're always like on it. So it's like, for example, like the Mario Galaxy stuff. Did you expect that at all? In terms
I
of
expected Mario 40th for sure. I think even in that preview short that I did like at the airport before we were
Yeah,
coming
yeah,
here,
yeah.
I was like, I don't have time to do a prediction thing. They just announced it. I'm going to record this in the airport. I think the things I said during that were a release date for Metroid Prime, which we got.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mario 4th anniversary stuff, probably stuff in the Mario movie, which we got.
Yep.
And then something new on NSO, which we
got.
got with
Oh
Virtual
my
Boy.
God.
So I'm like, I'm 3 for 3.
I can't believe Virtual Boy's coming back.
That is amazing.
Did it not do well?
It did horribly.
Right.
And actually, fun fact, this year is the Virtual Boy's anniversary. And so I did like a collab thing with Zen Market prior to all the stuff going on with like the tariffs. I did a thing with them where they mailed me a Japanese Virtual Boy, like a
that's
working,
so
actual,
funny.
real Japanese Virtual Boy, because the system is region free. So you can play any English games and Japanese games. And so I played like a ton of Virtual Boy games that I own, right, that I got from Japan.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh yeah, but you could also just play them for free on your Switch. And I'm like,
Wow.
so why did I invest in all these Virtual
Do
Boy
you
games?
think the Virtual Boy, like their whole campaign, them bringing this back, do you think that is them trying to give it hype that it missed, or is this just being funny, like
I
being
think
for
it's
the
kind
meme?
of a little of both.
Yeah.
I think there are actually genuinely good Virtual Boy games, like the Wario Land game.
Oh,
Awesome.
Wario Land. Okay.
Wario Land's really good. The 3D Mario Brothers one is really good, where you're like doing the bowling.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've touched
Tetris is
0
interesting.
Virtual Boy games because I just heard that it
Your
wasn't
eyes
a
will
fun
bleed
experience.
after 20 minutes, but I mean, for the most part, it's good. But I love it.
I will say, I peeped the website, the Virtual Boy thing. Did you see the price of it?
No.
$99.99.
I'm good with my original Virtual Boy then.
But the card, if you want cardboard of it, $29.99.
There you go.
Or you can print off on a 3D printer something that someone's going to make a week in. And
Then you're
that's
set.
your doc for free.
Yeah, I literally cannot believe it's $99.99.
That's
Oh my
insane,
God. I was
yeah.
like, oh my God. So, but I'm so tempted because I'd never owned one. So I was like, oh, that would be pretty cool. But
And they are expensive, to be fair. I think this is going to single-handedly bring down the retro game market for Virtual Boy.
That's a good
Which
thing.
is a great
Yeah.
thing. Because right now, if you're trying to buy like Wario Land as of, prior to today,
Right.
basically, I think it was like 350 to 400 like used.
Oh
To
my
get it, it's
Wow.
a very expensive game and it's very rare.
Honestly,
And the
that's
systems itself are usually about 500 or 400 to be
Yeah.
in good working condition.
Yeah.
So, I mean, realistically, like 100 if you want it, with
Right.
the entire library included with NSO, like that's pretty good. When
Yeah.
each individual game is usually like 100 to
Right.
200 bucks.
I honestly really love that they're kind
Yeah.
of doing that. I guess to combat the price because again they did like Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. That
Right.
was like
Yep.
hundreds of dollars.
Yep.
Yep.
And then soon in NSO it has not out yet, but the Fire Emblem Path of Radiance
Yeah,
or whatever.
that's coming to
like,
GameCube.
that's like $400
Yeah.
if you want like the actual physical thing. So yeah, that's a good point that
Yeah.
you made. So
it's like bringing down the market itself, and I think that's going to help a lot of people in the long run.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's crazy because if you would ask me like Sakurai just announced that Kirby Air Riders is actually going to be the first $100 Nintendo game, I'd be like, bet, here you go, here's my
Right.
wallet. But then I hear like Cardboard Virtual Boy, and I'm like,
I know why. I'm good.
I'm good.
Dude, the cardboard Virtual Boy being $29.99 is just so bizarre to
insane.
me. Like I can just get cardboard on my own. I guess I'll get something from Amazon. I'll just make it myself. You know.
I mean, you could, like I said, you could literally go to your local library. If you're in
Yeah.
any major city, you go to your local library, get the free filaments,
yes.
print out the thing, and make your own doc.
You know what?
Yeah.
Support your local library.
That's right.
Wait,
Support your local
That's
library.
so cool that libraries have 3D printers
Yes,
now.
they do.
What?
Yes,
sure
they
do.
do.
Yeah.
The
That's
libraries have
awesome.
actually a lot of like really cool resources. and stuff.
Podcasting studios, a lot of them too.
What?
Even if
No.
you were like, oh, we've been filming this in different locations for the past few.
You could
go to your
do-
local library. I bet you they have a podcasting studio.
No way.
LA ones do, at the very least. All the LA libraries
That sounds
all have
so
podcasting
fancy.
studios.
All right, I'll report back everyone on a future episode if my local library does indeed have one of these. Coming to
Do a
you
video,
live.
like,
Yeah.
searching every librry in the Pacific Northwest to see
Oh
which
my
one
God.
has a podcast studio. Yeah.
Oh man,
The thing about like Virtual Boy is an NSO is I love it for the archiving. I can appreciate from an archiving perspective that we're having more ways to keep these games alive. So I like that. I just thought it was so funny that they're going all in.
I'm
all
interested in that.
back.
They showed it for like a second. There was like a pinball game, and I feel like I would go crazy with
There,
that.
and to be fair, a lot of the 3D like Virtual Boy games, you don't need the thing because literally that slider, it just goes into a little slider. It's like you're looking at it on your screen. It's not the actual real 3D.
Yeah.
What I think is weirder is that they could have literally done this on Virtual Boy Virtual Console,
right,
on 3DS, and they never did it. 3DS had a 3D screen. You could have literally emulated the games on the 3DS.
Missed opportunity,
and they missed the opportunity. Right?
They should just put you on the board because you have some good ideas.
I'm saying.
There we go.
Dude, I'm saying.
Speaking of pinball and Waluigi's Pinball, which is now a mode in tennis.
Crazy.
What a transition.
Segue, by the way.
Well, because I don't know, I heard pinball. I was like, we should talk about the fact that there's that map in Mario Tennis that is just Waluigi's Pinball.
And not only Waluigi Pinball map, but you're also getting baby Waluigi for the first time, which is just...
Oh my gosh.
I know Sakurai was punching the air somewhere, just being like, I have to deal with this little guy again. Like, get Waluigi out of here. Yeah.
I just love how every like sports game, like you had to put Wario and Waluigi. Like, it's absolutely not up for debate. It's just so funny. I'm really interested in the story mode of that.
I think that's going to be... They all turn into babies?
Yeah. And I'm just like, you have to like upgrade and like that kind of stuff. Like, is it actually going to be an immersive story? Or is it just
I think I was gonna skip it before the story mode because I love Mario Strikers. My favorite of the sports games that have come out. The new ones, but not so much. But the GameCube one was like, I was like, Petey, that's where I learned who Petey was. But Mario Tennis didn't really like. There was the one on Switch
Mario Tennis.
That one. I wasn't too into it. Are you big on the Mario Tennis?
I like of the spin-off like Mario things. I do like tennis. Probably the best of like tennis, golf, baseball, and there's like the sports mix or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I will say like tennis is probably my favorite of the four, though some of the baseball ones have like better rosters.
Yeah.
But like of everything we saw today, that's probably the one that I'm like,
you're not sure.
If I get #free game, like then maybe.
Right.
But I'm like, I don't think I would buy Mario Tennis Fever. I think the memes of like the baby stuff is cute.
Yeah.
But I feel like if I was going to get another like Mario anniversary game, I'd get the Yoshi game. That Yoshi game looks so cute.
Oh my God. I love that. Like I rewatched that trailer and I was just like, first of all, the art style's literally incredible. It's almost giving Wonder, but like not quite.
Yeah.
And then like it's just like storybook mode. It's giving Winnie the Pooh.
Yes,
which I was just like, oh my God.
I thought it was gonna be a Yoshi story remake or like a new version at first.
I mean, I saw the multiple Yoshis and I was just like, this is Yoshi's Island.
Oh yeah,
100%.
And the storybook, and they have like the little flower partner that's with you. The thing that I thought was interesting is like you can clearly tell what they're pulling from other Nintendo games. So like in the background, if you look at the rocks or you look at some of like the foliage, it has the same shading as the Mystery Dungeon game that was on Switch.
Oh,
Switch
interesting.
I mean, it's like 1-to-1. It's like exactly the same
shading.
And then the game itself, like when you're with the little dandelion Mononoke things or whatever, that looks like the weird 2 FPS like Spider-Man like Into the Spider-Verse kind of. It's not stop motion, but whatever that animation style is called. It looks like that.
Yeah.
Like the way they animated the dandelions. And it stands out amongst the other animations with like the ink brushes and stuff. They're trying to do a lot of different things with the style of it.
I appreciate them trying to be a little bit innovative and different with the art style, because I'm gonna keep it real. Like, I'm so happy Wonder exists.
Yeah.
Because dude, I'm so tired of New Super Mario Bros, New Super Mario Bros Wii, New Super Mario Bros Wii U, and then it's like, and it just all looks the same. He just looks so like plastic or whatever. So when they finally gave him life in Mario Wonder, I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, he's got the squash and stretch and everything.
Yeah,
and you know, that was the rumor going into this one too, was that there was a rumor that there was going to be a New Super Mario Brothers collection for the anniversary, and I'm right there with you. I'm like so glad that was not the thing. Even though I'm not like supremely excited about the tennis game, I would rather have like a new tennis doing something different developed by Camelot, a new like specialty storybook Yoshi, and a Switch 2 edition Wonder with all this new stuff. I'm like, I would rather have that.
And honestly, the new Mario Wonder stuff, the Bella Bell Park or whatever, it was giving Mario Party.
Oh, 100%.
Like, it was giving Mario Party, but like in Mario Wonder engine. Which I was just like, what the heck? Like a lot of multiplayer. I wonder if they're going to do online. They haven't touched on that, so I'm not sure.
Didn't they say Game Share is going to be available for this one?
Because
they did that a lot. This direct,
there was
half
so
of the games.
game share.
They were like, yeah, you could play game share with your, Switch One friends.
I appreciate because my partner and I bought Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Yes.
And we both wanted to play really bad, but obviously we can't share the controller. So I played as Pauline. I was like, we'll do game share. I don't care, And it was her first 3D DK. So I was like, you play as Donkey Kong. You enjoy it. And I'll just be Pauline, just doing whatever.
There you go.
It was so fun. It was great. It was a good time.
Game is amazing. And you were asking about the top announcements.
Yes.
That Donkey Kong
DLC.
DLC is like so cool. Not only that you're going back to DK Island with the remixed like Donkey Kong 64 DK Island stuff. And the little the pirate ship with the Kremlings in there too. All that cute stuff. But then bringing Void Kong back, which I thought was the one thing with the story in Bonanza at the ending. I was like, oh, he doesn't come back and have a redemption arc. And now he's in charge of this roguelike mode where you're getting emeralds or whatever. I'm like, this is actually really cool.
Good.
And you're basically talking to him all the time. So it's great.
Constantly.
You're good.
I love Void Kong.
I need Pauline as Void in the Void outfit.
Yeah, that's what
I saw that immediately. I clocked it. That's what I need. That's what I'm aiming for.
And then Shadow Drop today, which is also wild.
The fact that people were playing it. I mean, at the time we were recording this, it came out 2 days. So it's people are sharing screenshots, doing the roguelike mode and whatever. We're gonna play it all when we're back from Paris and stuff like that.
Not on this Wi-Fi. It's not happening.
Not even on this eShop. You literally, unless you have an EU thing, if you're logging on your Switch and the hotel Wi-Fi, it defaults to the European eShop, and you cannot even log on or order anything because it's still the American Switch.
So crazy, man. Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited, and it's the skills reset. You get to upgrade your bonanzas as you go. I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna be perfect replayability, kind of situation. I absolutely love it. I think that was among my top 3 too. I mean, obviously the Pokemon stuff that was revealed was
my gosh,
so insane.
All 3 of those, I thought the back to back to back of the Ditto game, going into all the new megas in ZA, then going into the random DLC announcement with Raichu, and you're like, what is this?
Yep, you were actually. I felt like you were so excited about Pokopia.
Oh, I cannot wait to play.
Do you play a lot of life sim games?
I like cozy games.
Yeah.
We were talking about Suika game. We were bonding over Suika game.
Yeah, we were.
That's my number 3.
Yes,
Suika
that's it.
Actual 200 hours I'm going to spend in that game. I think Suika game, if I opened up my Switch, I can go find it in here. I am pretty sure it's one of my top 5 most played games on the Switch. I have I think 500 hours in that game.
It's just peace.
Yeah.
It's peace and happiness.
Yeah,
play for an hour before bed. Reagan watches me, we'll be laying there and she'll look over. She's reading one of her manhwa or whatever. And she's sitting there. And then I'm playing my game and then she'll glance over and I have 2 oranges that are going to touch and she's like, oh, wait a minute, things are getting good.
What's your highest score in Suika?
3,600-ish. I think
good,
my mom has a higher score.
Dang,
I think I'm at.
My mom has 1,000+ hours in Suika game.
All right, go mom.
Yeah, we gave her because through Nintendo stuff, you'll get Switches, new updates. And so whenever I had my light version, I didn't need it anymore. I gave that to my mom because she wanted to play Animal Crossing during COVID.
Good.
So me, my mom, and Reagan would play Animal Crossing together during COVID.
That's so cute.
She needed another game to play. And I was like, I think you'll like Suika game. You should check it out. And then she got addicted. And she literally plays every single day. I will be live on my stream. And then it shows up Lynn, Suika game. And I'm like, oh, that's my mom. Yeah, my mom's playing Suika game right now.
That's just how it is. Do you think she's still an avid Animal Crossing enjoyer, or is it just
not as much? I don't think anybody is right now.
That's fair.
I think
totally
we kind of have gotten to a point now where it's whenever the next one comes out, we're ready.
Oh yeah.
I have played more of it since Switch 2 came out because it does run better.
Right.
And I have stuff strewn around my town. Right. So it's the fact that it runs a little better and it's not chugging. Yeah. To have my character walk between the two
Oh my gosh,
streets,
I would do the community island visits with my Twitch chat, and it would take a million years to have everyone get to my island. The 8 people. I'm like,
oh yeah.
Okay.
They have all their custom paths and all their custom panel things that they use to make bigger buildings. Yeah. But then they'd stack other stuff on to make the building look like it's bigger. Oh yeah. And then the whole Switch just chugs because they don't know what the heck is going on with this because you're not supposed to use the game like that.
The crazy thing about Animal Crossing, if and when we get another one, is we got Horizons during a very interesting time where the whole world shut down. And so, Animal Crossing has always been popular, but I'm like, I wonder if the next Animal Crossing will be as explosive as Horizons. I
think it absolutely will.
You think so?
I don't think it'll be as explosive immediately.
Right.
But I think the game will, so long as they do it correctly, I think will be not maybe even necessarily even critically acclaimed as much as New Horizons was, because New Horizons reviewed well,
Right.
But I feel like there were a lot of people who like Animal Crossing or got into it specifically for the first time during COVID.
Yeah.
And then by the end of it, were just like burned out.
Yeah.
Because they were playing every day.
Yeah.
But the trick, and I've always said this.
Yeah.
This is a hot take of mine. This is a scalding hot take of mine.
Ready.
As an Animal Crossing person. I think if during COVID you time skipped and you used Nookazon and you used all that stuff, you literally played the game wrong. You played the game wrong. And I know you can play the game however you want to play it, do whatever you want to do. Obviously, we're all bored inside of our houses. That's fine.
Right.
But when people were complaining that like this does not have enough content, I'm
It's
like,
because
it's
you
literally
used
because
up all of it in a week. Yeah.
You played 8 hours a day for 2
Yeah.
years straight and got everything in it.
But
Like, of
Roger,
course
how
you're
was I
gonna
going to
have
get my gamer set up
Right,
immediately?
You don't need to. That's the vibe of Animal. The thing in Animal Crossing, the fun of it, right? Especially like with the old GameCube ones or some of the older ones where you couldn't really do that had Rossetti in it who'd scream at you and be like, "Stop doing this! What's wrong with you?" The thing that made those games good was like checking in every day.
Yeah.
And then seeing in Nook Store, like, oh, that's an item I've never seen before. That's a thing I've never seen before.
Yeah.
And with the onset of the internet, right, being way more prevalent in social media, more now than it was when Animal Crossing started, right? Obviously, like the internet existed when it came out.
You know what?
but
We
it
need to
wasn't
bring
that
Rossetti
extent.
back.
Yeah, I am 100% in agreement. I think people need to be shamed when they reset their game again. 110%.
Either reset or time travel.
The cockroaches did traumatize me. I didn't know
true.
that
And the
was
old
going to be a thing.
cockroaches.
I hated
Yeah.
that. I hated that. I would say I was a mild time skipper. Like occasionally I think for villagers stuff.
That's
fine.
okay.
I would do
I think
that.
that's for villagers. I never consider that a thing. I think for the day to day, like getting every item or crafting or doing.
Oh, yeah,
everything,
no, I never
that's when it becomes an issue.
100%ed, yeah.
Because then, like, if you've built up your whole town and you're just time traveling every day and restarting and saving, of course you're going to get bored,
Right?
Because literally half of your playtime has been resetting the game and sitting on loading screens. So it's like
I'm honestly inclined to agree with you because I actually watched a lot of streams when the 2.0 came out, when they introduced the farming and whatever, and there was like a crap ton of new items. There were so many streamers. I'm not, naming names. I was just like browsing, if you want me to be honest. But it was like there was so many people that like, they would time travel just to get specific items, just to make sure that they got everything. And then you got everything in a week from 2.0, and so now it's just like, okay, well now what?
And it was crazy
give me
because
more
2.0,
stuff. Yeah,
that Happy Home Paradise thing literally lasted me a year. I mean,
Wow.
I played every day for
I
like
just
a
beat
year.
it actually,
and it's fun.
Yeah.
Right? Where you're like designing the little houses for people,
Mm-hmm.
and it helped make the base game better by implementing the stuff with like the poles in the middle and like reorganizing your houses.
Yeah.
So no, for me, I like loved New Horizons. I know there's a huge portion of the community that did not enjoy it, but I think a lot of those people are New Leaf bandwagoners. I think there's people who New Leaf was their first, because this is like a trend that I've noticed a lot.
Okay.
And this is not to downgrade New Leaf. New Leaf I still think is the best.
Great.
It's
Yeah,
the
it's
best
the best one.
But
Yeah.
I think a lot of people jumped on New Leaf, have never experienced like how Wild World was, or how like the original GameCube one was, where the animals were literally rude to you. Like you log in and they're like, "Why do you look so ugly today? Go wash your face." And it's like, I miss that.
Yeah.
And a lot of like Animal Crossing was sanitized with New Horizons, I feel like, where you have the character archetypes, but they aren't as mean.
I felt like everyone talked like very robotic. All the villagers did, and it was just like kind of like it made you want to like spam A because everyone's saying the same stuff
exactly
over and over again.
Because then once you get to a certain point, especially when you're playing every day during COVID, you get to a point where you're like, oh well, I've seen all of this. Like I've heard this character do this. It's not as special when you get their portrait. Whereas like that was 50 plus hours in the original Animal Crossings to get your favorite villager's portrait. You had to like actually be their best friend, check in every day, listen to them. All their dialogue was always different and unique. So.
I am inclined to agree with you because like I've actually learned this from Pokemon Friends recently, where it's like you just log in to Pokemon Friends, you do your puzzle, your daily puzzle, and then that's it. And then there's nothing else to do. I mean, you could do more puzzles, but it's like you don't get a stamp for the day. It's like you just do your one puzzle and then you leave. So I play for like 5 minutes each day. And I feel like you could do that with. I mean, I feel like that's how it's intended. Intended with Animal Crossing.
You log in, you do your
maybe
chores.
like an hour.
Max. Max. But you're not supposed to play for like a long period of time over and over again in chunks that last like 8 hours a day.
Obviously, that the pandemic was a very weird time because I was one of those people. I streamed 8 hours a day.
Right,
like,
me too.
That was solo leveling read through streams, screaming in my chair. At, like,
I've talked about this a million times, but I actually celebrated like my birthday like in Animal Crossing.
Oh, there you go.
I invited people over. People gave me gifts and stuff, and it was like very great. So it's like stuff like that I appreciate, but I kind of get what you're saying. It's like you just gotta balance it. I think that's all it is.
And I again like. Animal Crossing as a series is, again, it's like a Fire Emblem level one for me. It's like a Pokemon. It's like one of the absolute favorites.
Yeah.
I am there no matter what. Even like the worst parts of the Animal Crossing games I enjoy.
Yeah.
So whenever they choose to make a new one, like I'm there.
Right.
Immediately day one, I'm like, we'll get this new Animal Crossing
Who's your favorite villager?
Okay. You're going to, don't judge
who
me.
is it?
I like Clay the hamster.
Ooh.
Clay the hamster, he's the little wrestling luchador hamster.
Oh, I've seen him.
But he's homeless. So his house is literally that, like, he has no furniture. He's sitting in dirt. His whole house is just dirt. And then you give him, like, furniture over time. He's just the best.
What?
And I love him so much.
Clay the hamster. All right. What about you, Steph? Who's your favorite villager?
Zucker.
I
It's
love
actually
Zucker.
my laptop lock screen is me and
yes,
Zucker.
yes.
I have all the octopi. I love all of them. When
Reagan, literally her whole town is all octopus. She has an all octopus
I love
town.
Cephalobot. I love even Octavians, like my little tsundere octopus. I love him.
I like Lily. Lily's my favorite.
Lily's great, too.
Yeah,
Good
she's
choice.
But it's like I love frogs and stuff like that. Like it's
Did
great.
you ever go to like the Frog Village that was pretty popular? Or that was like one of the dream addresses where people were going regularly.
I will check that out.
There's a really good Frog Village that has like frog and toad themed patterns where they wrote like the frog and toad storybooks using the. It's really cute.
That's
If you
cute.
haven't gone to that town, go to that town. It's real cute.
Well, now we know. You know that was a very good. All right, good to know.
right.
I actually
You know,
did
one
not
of the
know
things
that.
I liked about Animal Crossing, because, you know, I play a lot of Stardew as well, but Stardew stresses me out that you have to go to bed by 2 a.m. And that's what I don't like. I really don't like that stress. So one of the things I like about Animal Crossing is you could take your time, but also if you want to be up at the wee hours of the night.
You still have stuff you can do.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, also, Stardew, that was another thing that got the
Dude,
Switch 2 edition.
mouse
Yup,
Mouse
yup,
control
yup.
and game share.
This is so
With the
insane.
local
Game
multiplayer.
share is
I was
huge.
like, that is a huge deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally cannot believe that because there's so many PC girlies that like
Me.
Yeah.
Me.
You're gonna have like 20 sponsored Nintendo streams from Cozy K
Yeah.
doing like Cozy Games in Stardew Valley daily
Yeah.
for the next 2 months.
As someone who dabbled a little with DK artists back in Donkey Kong,
That was
with the
super
mouse
fun, by the
controls
way.
and
Yeah.
stuff like that, like the mouse, like it's not to gas it up, but honestly, the mouse controls is so good. So
Yeah.
I'm thrilled that Stardew Valley is getting mouse
Oh,
controls.
I didn't mess with the art in the
It's
DK
very fun.
Bonanza.
Oh, the
is
art's
it
super
hard
fun.
to is it hard to make
I mean,
stuff?
it's a learning curve,
Yeah,
right?
it's a learning curve, but I think once you get it, you can make like pretty detailed fun
made a
stuff.
Pokeball.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
There you go. I
Really?
made a straw hat.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
there
there
you
you
go.
go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I gotta check that out. You
It
gotta
was
send that to me.
Oh my god.
Because that came, I remember I didn't play it during my actual playthrough,
Yeah.
and then they released Mario Paint on NSO, and I was like,
Yes.
oh, I want to test the mouse controls with it. So I did half of the stream
I gotta
was
do
playing
that
Mario
too.
Paint, and the other
Yeah.
half of the stream was DK Artist, and so it was fun to just like compare the two and see like the 3D modeling versus
yeah.
the pixelated paint.
Okay,
you know?
now be honest. When it comes to Metroid Prime 4, are
Yes.
you gonna do mouse controls or are you just gonna do Pro
I
Controller?
liked the Switch controls on the fly. Did either of you play it?
I didn't.
No.
Okay, so basically, the demo that was at Gamescom recently
Yeah.
is the same demo that was at the Switch 2 experience.
Okay.
Ooh.
Like literally that I did the day
Yeah.
after the Switch 2 got announced.
Yeah.
And the way it worked is that you can switch. I don't think I would ever do exclusively mouse
Yeah.
controls.
Okay.
But they have a thing where you can switch on the fly between mouse controls and aiming, like gyro aiming. And it works where it literally just knows if you're moving your mouse like this and you decide I'm moving like this and I'm strafing with my
Yeah.
joystick.
Yeah.
At any point, if I'm like, this is getting too dangerous and I want to point, it
You could do
knows
that?
right away. It switches immediately into the other mode.
Wow.
And like goes into gyro aiming mode. And that was a huge game changer. There's like a boss in that demo. My voice is gone.
Well,
I hear
it's
it
been a
leaving
long
right
day.
earlier.
It's been a long day.
But
it's okay.
there's a point in that demo where you're fighting this guy who has like these 3 glowing like,
Okay.
spots and you
Yeah.
have to aim. And the movement with the mouse, because you could also do mouse controls
Yeah.
for movement instead of the joystick,
Ooh.
moving like this while
Yeah.
aiming gyro.
Ooh.
And so you can mix and match them however you want to do it. And it's also
Yeah.
like left-hand and right-handed too. So
Oh.
depending on
Oh.
how people, it's great. It's like
As a
ambidextrous.
left-handed person,
Yeah,
I
we're
appreciate
lefty
that.
squad.
And I thoroughly enjoyed it like that. So I do think
That
I will
is
probably
cool.
play like that.
I haven't messed with the mouse controls. So if you're playing docked, where do you like dock?
your legs.
Just your legs?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
so
or I've done it like when I do it on stream, I literally move my mouse. I have my mouse pad and I just do it on
So
my
it's
mouse
not
pad.
like a mouse in that like if you don't use a mouse pad, it's gonna not
No,
run.
it's made specifically to like run on your leg.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So like, and then every Switch comes with like the 2 Joy-Con grip thingies
Yes.
or whatever, and those are actually useful this time around because when
yeah.
you slide them in, it
Yeah.
elevates the buttons.
Yes.
So you're not accidentally when you're sliding, you're not accidentally hitting ZL
right.
or whatever the middle buttons, and you could just kind of like go on your leg. I was playing Drag and Drive and actually had fun with
Yeah,
that.
I was
Doing
just
the
about to
mouse
say
mode.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just would say don't do it in jeans because I've heard that there's like
Yes.
bleed that goes
Oh,
on the
yeah,
thing
yeah.
just from jeans,
Yeah.
but like everything else is like fine. Like if you do stockings
Yeah,
or
because
whatever,
I
you're good.
thought it was interesting. I played with it for 5 minutes. I'm like, but how do I do this when I'm on my couch? And I didn't think to put on my legs.
That's how you do it.
That's
and
the
it
way.
works just fine. You can literally just roll it on your leg and it's okay.
Oh man, I just cannot wait. Like I'm apprehensive because I want to play Metroid Prime 4, but I've never played Metroid.
Metroid.
I've never played Metroid before.
May I make a suggestion?
So yes.
Ooh,
Okay.
it's time.
Do you like Hollow Knight?
Yeah?
Have you played Castlevania?
No.
Okay. Ooh, okay.
I know.
Oh,
It's tough. It's
Okay. I would say if you like Hollow Knight
Yes.
and you want something that you could play quickly, like literally on the plane ride back,
Okay.
play Super Metroid.
Super
Ooh.
Metroid.
Super Metroid. It's on Super Nintendo. It's
Okay.
on NSO.
Okay.
I played that game for the first. I did not grow up with a Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
an N64 GameCube
Yep.
kid. So like, and that was late. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't do it. And so I didn't play Super Metroid until I was in college when they put it on like the virtual console.
Interesting.
And I played it for the first time, and it literally changed my life. I was like, "This is one of the best games I've ever played. This is so good.
Whoa.
It's one of the best of the genre. I think
Super
it's the best
Metroid.
single player video game Nintendo has ever made. It is the
Wow.
single best.
That's
yeah.
high praise.
And it's infinitely replayable.
Yeah.
There's a reason people speedrun it every year for like
Yeah.
games
That's
done
true,
quick.
that's
the
true.
music and the atmosphere still to this day is like unmatched, despite
Okay.
the fact that
Yeah.
it's like off the SNES hardware.
Yeah.
The game does a really good job of teaching you mechanics without outright being like, hold down this thing to do this extra
Right.
jump.
No,
Right.
It's like there's environmental storytelling in a
Okay.
really good way. And
Interesting.
the actual story itself of the game is like relatively bare bones when you first are just going through it. But then when you get to the ending, and for people who've played the game know, when you get to the ending and you realize like, oh, this is what that whole beginning was leading up to, and like what I've been doing over the course of this, it hits you.
Dang.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I only played the one on DS that came
was
with the
also
DS. Which one? I
Oh
don't
no, never mind. I rescind my statement. No. I thought when you said
Wait.
the one on DS, I thought you were talking about Samus Returns, which is the remake of 2.
No,
that was
I don't
on
think it was
3DS.
that one.
You're talking about Metroid Prime Hunters.
that's the
Yeah, I
one.
don't play that game. That's fine. You don't
Maybe
gotta
that's
play
why I
that
never
one.
continued Metroid.
Yeah.
Oh, you played the crappy one.
guess so.
but it's funny because my brother played Other M.
Oh, that's also
on
not
Wii,
the best.
Which is, but that's
Also
what I'm
not
saying.
the
We
best.
probably just had like really bad experiences,
Yeah.
and then we were just like,
Because Super really has aged very well. I go back and
Okay.
play it like once a year. It's like an easy,
Interesting.
like once you know how to root it, it's like you could beat
Yeah.
it in one day. You just like are used to it. It's a fun comfort game for
Yeah.
me. But if you want an experience of Metroid that is similar to what you're going to get with Beyond, I would say it's $20. I would say get Metroid Prime Remastered.
do you think I
and
should
the
get
game
the?
is gorgeous.
I was gonna say, should I get the first one? Yes. Okay.
Yeah, because the first game is also relatively standalone. Like
Yeah.
there's things in there that allude
I am a
to
little
other
worried
Metroid
about
games.
lore stuff.
No, you don't need to.
No?
Be. The beauty
Okay.
of Metroid is that like a lot of the games are out of order.
Interesting.
And so you get the lore if you've played the other ones, but you can realistically play them in any order you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the stories are very much self-contained.
Okay.
They'll reference other characters that you might not fully get.
Yeah.
But like there's always Ridley. There's
Right,
always, you know, like
right.
there's
because you were mentioning a character like that showed up in the trailer, and I was just like, girl, I don't know who the hell is.
Silex.
I was
Yeah.
like,
Well, Silex is a weird thing. Because Silex was a character from Hunters, the garbage one that was on DS.
I should have known who it was.
Right. And so, to me, I also say it's garbage. It's not garbage, but
Yeah.
it's like not great.
low
Yeah.
tier, low
And
tier.
Silex has come back in other Metroid like spin-off games, but was introduced in I believe it was the third. Oh no, he was just like the end credit scene for one of the other Metroid Prime games. I don't even think he played like
Oh
a
my
role in the big one.
gosh.
But it was the thing where it was I think it was the third one. Because
Yeah.
for the third Metroid Prime, minor spoilers, but
Okay.
it literally does not affect anything
Okay.
at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
The end credit teaser at the end of 3 is Silex follows you in his ship. And at that point, the only game he was in was Prime Hunters that was on DS. So people were like, oh, they're folding in
This is
this
so
character into like the
weird.
lore of Prime.
Wow.
Because the Prime sub-series is also like in between, I believe, Metroid 2 and Metroid 3. All those
Okay.
games take place
Yeah.
between those two games. So everything that happens, like all the lore, is all self-contained to those games.
Got it.
Also, maybe it is 1 and 2. I don't know. Someone's going to correct me in the comments. But it's either between 1 or 2 or 2 and 3.
I
But
apologize.
the
We're getting educated on
Yeah,
the Metroid
the
stuff.
lore
You
of
know, that's
Metroid.
just how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I played, or I didn't play Other M. My brother played Other M. Courtney and I bought Dread.
Oh, Dread's also
Yeah.
very good.
We, I think we played for like 8 minutes, and we were
Yeah.
like, okay, we're done. But now you're telling me to play Super Metroid
Yeah.
and Metroid Prime Remastered
Those are both-
before you think? Before?
Yeah, I think again, don't worry about the lore. You could play them out of order.
Yeah.
I'm not. It's like a JoJo's Bizarre
Yeah,
Adventure
yeah,
thing. We have to
yeah,
watch
yeah.
every. I would say If you want a 2D one to start, Super Metroid.
Okay.
If you want a 3D one to start, Metroid Prime Remastered. And they're both, again, on Switch.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
In fact, the whole series, it's like a Xenoblade situation.
Wow.
Every single game is on Switch. Outside of like some of the remake games, all the mainline games other than Prime 3, Prime 2, and one of the other ones, they're all on Switch.
Because Zero Mission's on there. Zero Mission and some other
Original
guys.
Metroid, Zero Mission, Fusion 2 on the Game Boy, Prime Remastered, Dread. All on Switch.
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy, dude. And you've been telling me like the past couple of days to play Pikmin 2, so it's you know, I gotta play the Pikmin series, I gotta play the Metroid series, I gotta work on it.
The backlog continues.
I am curious though, like what do you want, a strategy experience or do you want like a platforming experience?
I just want it to be like genuine. I don't want to like, I would feel weird going out of order. Like, so for example, I'm playing through the Xenoblade Chronicles series. I've obviously played through 1. I'm in the middle of 2, but I wouldn't go from 1 to 3. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I would get confused or like, you know, it's not the genuine kind of thing, you know? So yeah.
I guess you're saying like lore implications matter in terms of
Pikmin. Okay, see the nice thing about Pikmin, if you don't want to have to worry about lore,
I want to see if I can replicate the experience that like the fandom has got, so I can get it. I just want to get it.
Well,
for,
Pikmin,
like,
I think what Arlie said earlier is correct, right? Where if you play the first Pikmin, which is also on Switch, you can play the first Pikmin. It's very self-contained. It's on a timer. You could beat the whole thing in a day. It's like a very easy, like one stream playthrough kind of game.
Okay,
and you will get the hang of the series. And then if you want to play 3 or 4 or 2 or whatever, you don't have to play them in order. Because literally they'll just, the next game, Miyamoto's like, I wanted to do this. And oh yeah, this character did this in the last one. Don't worry about it. Dude. He doesn't care. He doesn't care.
I think at this point he's doing whatever he wants.
Yeah, he's like in 4 like soft reboots the story of 1, but also like weird alternate universe is the thing, but it's also meant to be like the core story.
Wow.
So you're like, oh, so these things just always existed.
I feel like Miyamoto does not care about lore. I feel like he just does things like whatever the heck he wants. He's just like, I don't know, whatever.
Mario, where people are like during Bonanza when people were like, yeah, but is that actually the granddaughter of real Pauline and is Lady Pauline? And I was like, I guarantee you Miyamoto does not. In fact, not only do I think he doesn't care, I think he actively does not like it.
Right.
I really
doesn't
do.
Like lore.
No.
Yeah.
I think it took them 25 years to finally be like, all right, maybe we'll make like a Zelda timeline, but like they weren't thinking of it when they made it.
Yeah, I'm sure Aonuma was just like, oh, I think we have to address this.
And they doubled down on it with Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah. Where literally like Breath of the Wild, they said, oh, it's the far, far future. So people forgave like certain things being melded. But then when Tears of the Kingdom is like, oh, anyway, this is the whole lore of Hyrule. This is Rauru. These are all these characters. And you're like, that doesn't line up with anything.
Will never forget that Nintendo Direct when they were like, by the way, Age of Imprisonment is a canon story.
Well, and they doubled down on that because the first Hyrule War, the Age of Calamity one, they also said it was canon and people didn't believe that it was canon. They were like, no, it's not. Like, it goes into time travel and all this stuff. And then you play Tears of the Kingdom and none of it connects at all. And you're like, oh, in a weird way, this actually does prove that this was canon. You know? And I think she even references Age of Calamity in the Switch 2 edition of Breath of the Wild. She'll reference like having built him, the little, what's his name? The little Terrico. She references like building Terrico and some of the new stuff in the Switch 2 edition. So
there you go. Have you messed with Zelda notes at all?
I have. It's fun.
Really?
It's real fun.
I have done like a couple of like things, but I'm like, am I going to sit there and like 100% like everything and stuff like that?
I was going to do it as a stream, but I was going to do, because I've never done a 4K stream before. I wanted to stream in 4K and have it where my Zelda notes on my phone connects to my computer where I'm like doing TCG Pocket and shows it. And then the audio for Zelda, instead of playing through my speakers on my phone, would play through the computer screen as I'm streaming the game. So as I'm discovering it in the game and I'm playing, I'm hearing the boop, 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 and the Zelda talking.
That's so good.
And I think that paired with like really good video quality is something I would like to do at some point.
That's going to be a more than 24-hour stream though.
Oh yeah. I mean,
oh my God.
There's certain games that like I did all of Odyssey in one day. I like literally streamed all when Switch 2 came out. I was like, I want to test it out.
Does that take 24 hours? How long?
Not even. I beat it in like
Mario
6 hours.
Odyssey is actually pretty short.
I was in and out. But they had the Switch 2 free upgrade for it.
That's right.
So I was like, well, I want to play the game again before Bonanza. And I thought I'll stream like 2 worlds.
Even in linear games, I get lost or I get distracted. Like I don't. Really? I think it took me like days to beat Odyssey. I think.
True.
Well, your first time.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, like I've played Odyssey like 4 or 5 times at this point.
This
so
was not.
Like,
you didn't do it in a day. Your first time.
No,
okay.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, fun story actually.
Yeah.
First time I got Odyssey. Odyssey. This was the first and pretty much last time in recent memory
Yeah.
Okay.
that Nintendo sent us out review copies a month in advance.
Wow. Oh my god.
And so I remember like that last direct with the trailer for Mario Odyssey happened, and then immediately I got a code in my inbox from Nintendo, and I was like, it was like the strictest of strict embargoes.
Yeah,
They were like,
right.
you cannot talk about this kingdom. You can't talk about this specific moon in this specific
Yeah.
area.
Wow,
I mean, it's super. You can't talk about the number of moons. Nothing. And at the time, I don't even know how I got on the list for it because everyone else was media. And so I was DMing like friends of mine that work at like IGN or like whatever and being like, have you gotten to this area yet? And that magic of like finding out that like there's a Dark Souls kingdom with this weird like looking dragon or like discovering these new things.
Crazy.
Or like that New Donk City is halfway through the game and not the first level. Like there was a lot of cool stuff like that I discovered upon the first time playing it. And like you said, I mean, it took me maybe like a week the first time I went through because I was discovering
That's such
it.
an interesting like thing. And then did you like replay it on stream, like on release, like on public release day?
I played when the game first came out. I didn't have access to streaming at that point.
Oh,
My setup,
I
like
see.
I think I got my actual stream set up in like 2018, 2019. So it was like a year or two after Odyssey came out.
Yeah.
So I played it completely off camera.
Wow.
And then when they added it was like Dark World and Darkest World. One of those were always in there. But the Luigi.
Yes.
When they added that, I like did a live stream thing playing it, but it wasn't like a full playthrough.
Yeah.
And then every once in a while, it's just like a good international flight game.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because I can literally beat it in the time it takes me to go to Japan.
Right.
Literally every single time I can beat it. And I know like if I'm just playing the whole flight and I want to take my mind off it, I can do it. And I've done that on multiple international flights now. Where I've played all of Odyssey. So with the Switch 2 one, I was like, I knew the routing.
Yeah.
I know what I need to look for.
Yeah.
And I'm like by no means a speedrunner.
I was gonna ask if you speed ran it or anything.
I don't even consider myself a particularly good video gamer. I just like fail into eventually learning the right thing.
Yeah.
But with Odyssey in particular, it's like, I know kind of like what moons to go for. And like when it's pretty much like point of no return when you're like not finding anything that's interesting anymore.
Yeah.
Or diminishing returns, I should say.
Right.
And now I just like, I can.
I'm considering going back into Odyssey just to
fun.
I beat the game, but I never did any like post game stuff and like whatever. So I'm considering like going back into it because I did that with Breath of the Wild because I never beat spoilers by the way, Breath of the Wild DLC stuff.
Yes.
Essentially the monk at the end. That was I never did that, but I did in the 4K on the TV and stuff like that. Never saw it before in my life, and I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. And like getting the motorcycle and stuff like that, I lost my mind. So I'm like, maybe it's good to like revisit like the older games and stuff like that.
I think Nintendo kind of wants that right now to be fair, because like so many people go, oh yeah, but they only have like 2 games this year with Mario Kart and Donkey Kong.
I still need to play Kirby Forgotten Land, the Crossroads. I still need to do that.
You know, I thought it was okay.
Really?
I thought it was okay. I loved Forgotten Land. I think it's like one of the best Kirby games. I have to play it. And
yeah, she's never played it. You never played it? She's never played a Kirby game.
I played other people's Kirby games. Like I played a little bit of Air Riders. But then you were like, Air Riders doesn't count.
Steph, episode 1. You said I've like aside from a borrowed air ride and playing Kirby and Smash Brothers, she's never played Kirby before.
It's true.
Wow. I feel like Kirby is also a weird one though, because Kirby, everyone's kind of got their favorite.
Yeah.
And there's not really they've never made a bad Kirby.
I agree.
Don't exist.
I agree.
They're all like consistent. And some are consistently okay.
Yeah.
And some are consistently amazing.
Yeah.
But they're all good. Every single one of them is good.
Yeah.
And I feel like depending on what type of play style you want, like if you want more of a 3D thing, I'd say play Forgotten Land.
Yeah.
If you want like a 2D one, I would say maybe like Superstar.
Okay.
And then if you want vibes, I'd be like Kirby 64. Kirby 64, like
really
peak vibes. Yeah.
All right, here's my top 3. My top 3 triple deluxe. Number 1.
Yeah, triple deluxe.
Number 1.
Awesome.
Number 2 is Nightmare in Dreamland.
Okay,
GBA.
yes, the GBA one.
And then 3 is Forgotten Land
nice.
For sure.
Those
like
are
those
choices.
are like, oh man.
Here's all I know. I played the Air Riders demo and I really liked it. And I played my girl Susie.
Oh yeah, Susie's Robobot.
That's her. We have a kindred connection. I know nothing about her lore.
She's
but
a Kirby playing
she's
a
who
Robobot.
I will win every tournament with. Is her.
I feel like that is a Switch 2 thing waiting to happen because so many of those 3DS games like of that era got ported to Switch eventually, like Luigi's Mansion 2 or whatever.
Yep.
And I feel like they're sitting on Robobot. I really think that's something that's just like in the wings.
Yep.
That when they're like, we're just going to do an HD version and we're going to drop it. I think right now would not be smart because they just did Forgotten Land and Air Riders.
Yeah.
So like if they need something for next year, just drop a Robobot remaster.
Man,
Oh.
that's so exciting.
Yeah.
So when that happens, you got to play.
Yeah.
Like
That's right.
now, like I literally we have Kirby and I will give you the copy so you could so you could borrow it and play it. Like
Nightmare on Dreamland is also a good choice. Not to like sidestep, but like
No,
that's
that's
a really
fine.
good choice.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people would recommend Adventure.
That's where Starman came from.
Yeah.
Starman came from Nightmare in Dreamland.
That's right. Which is again the remake of Adventure.
Yep.
Which is still to this day, I think, like one of the best aged original Nintendo games.
Gotcha.
But I do think Nightmare in Dreamland.
Yeah.
Nightmare in Dreamland is like a better version of it.
It's so good. I still need to play Crystal Shards. I gotta play that.
Oh, I love
yeah,
that one.
but it's like I still gotta play some classics. But it's like the Kirby games that I played is just like core memory. It's so good. I remember that stuff.
Crystal Shards and to a lesser extent Superstar. Those two kind of started this trend of like when you get to the end of Kirby games that it's like this lore-rich fighting God type.
Wait,
thing
I have an
where you're
important
like,
question.
Yes.
Is Meta Knight a good guy or a bad guy?
Both.
Both.
Oh, like
Yeah.
Deadpool?
He's like,
Like an anti-hero?
Deadpool.
Yeah.
I was gonna say he's like Zoro from One Piece, but Zoro's not really bad.
No,
He's
yeah.
just kind of off doing
Yeah,
his own
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
But
yeah.
like,
He's kind of giving vigilante. Like he
Yeah.
does what he
Yeah,
wants,
yeah,
but
yeah.
then it's like he'll fight Kirby if he has to.
but you know what Meta Knight is,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Because you play Smash,
Right.
so you know he's a
Yeah.
Kirby, right?
That's
so
the
like
thing.
I think when you get that reveal in the original Adventure and he's mass
Yeah.
slices and you see his like his shy little Kirby
Yup.
face and he goes away, like
So
that's
cute.
one of the best things.
It's so good. Oh,
I love
man.
Meta Knight.
I can't wait for Kirby Air Riders.
Me
That
neither.
prede-
That's most
presentation.
anticipated game for the rest of this year for me.
Yeah.
Or
Listen,
me,
if you literally need someone for like multiplayer, or whatever,
Yes.
literally hit me up.
I
I'm so
am
excited.
because that's right. It comes out right after that week is crazy. By the way, that week in November,
Yeah.
I get back from Japan.
Yeah.
Oh God,
Air
that's
Riders
right.
comes out Thursday.
Okay.
No, Wednesday.
Yeah.
And Wicked for Good comes out Thursday.
That's
Oh.
right.
And I'm like, bro, I'm gonna be in pink that whole week. Reagan and I are gonna be in like pink suits and pink dresses, going to go see, Wicked,
Linda
watching the,
stuff.
exactly,
Oh
playing
my
Kirby.
God.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's one thing I appreciate about this guy. He's a big musical,
I'm a huge musical
junk.
theater buff. I love it. Yeah. But I think that game coming out when it's coming out and like Metroid being early December.
Yes. Oh my God.
Metroid's gonna be like the single player game.
Yeah.
And my go-to multiplayer game for the rest of the year is gonna be Kirby.
I think it's gonna be like 2 years for me. Like I will,
Yeah.
guys. I'm gonna be a Kirby Air Ride streamer.
Oh,
Yes.
100%. Like Pokemon Who? Like I'm gonna be
That's
playing
right.
that. It's gonna be so crazy. Oh
Also,
my God.
just City Trial is such a good replayable, and it's a good like stream type game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I think when that game came out, it wasn't like it was before the era of Fortnite or
Yeah.
Battle Royales or whatever, and so people like weren't really used to that thing where you're all dropped in and you're doing like these side missions and you're all
Yeah.
collecting things and
Yeah.
looting and then doing like a big thing at the ending.
Yep.
But because of how quick those matches run with being like 5 minutes,
Yeah.
and so many different ways it can go, it's like
Have
the
you played
perfect
the
stream
demo?
game. No.
Okay.
I missed it because I was gone the week that PAX happened. I was in New York for
Yeah.
that Metal Gear
Oh,
thing.
that's right. That's
so
right.
I missed
Oh,
it
that's
completely.
right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say it's insane, like how fast those 5 minutes go.
Yeah,
Like,
so
it's
quick.
really crazy.
And it was so interesting for me without having the previous context playing the city trial because at first I didn't fully understand what was happening, which I think proves that it is so unique compared to your battle royale, like the modern
Yes.
battle royale. But once someone explained you're in your prep phase for the later activity,
right.
I was like, oh, this is sick. And I got really into it, but it definitely didn't, like, they dropped me and they're like, okay, collect things. I'm like, I remember Sakurai in the direct said, don't pick up every power up. And don't pick
That's
up
the number one mistake people make is they grab everything.
Yeah.
And what happens is if you're going into one of the little mini games at the ending
Yep.
and you're way too overpowered, or like it's a
or you're
gliding
too heavy
game, or
and
too
you're
heavy,
and you have to do a flying map.
then
Yep.
you immediately mess up. And so you kind of have to like guess or predict like what
Right.
the thing is going to be based on
Right.
how your friends are playing,
Right.
Yeah.
or like seeing what builds they're making, and then going,
Yeah.
I'm going to like counteract this by doing
Yep.
this other thing, or going like full force into one category and being like, you know, if I have max glide and everything else is
Yup.
terrible,
Yeah.
maybe I'll win at the gliding mini game, and that's it. You know?
All I'm asking for is top ride. There's another presentation.
Yes.
I need top ride.
I think
That's
'cause a
unironically
lot of
my
people
favorite
were
mode.
complaining about that after
Yep.
the first. Because first off, that first direct I thought was incredible.
Yeah.
What they did. Like the amount of new stuff they've added is crazy.
I agree.
But that mode they didn't show.
Yeah.
And they teased a story mode. So my assumption is the next direct is going to be story mode and top ride in the same way it was like air ride and city trial for this one.
Yeah.
And those will be the core four
There's
modes.
so much in this game.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
And
yes.
Well, you played the original air ride a little
Right,
bit.
right.
The challenge wall.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
original
yeah,
air ride.
Oh, the achievement thing?
Yeah.
Oh, forget
and
it.
that like became a staple in every Smash game moving forward.
Yep.
And like he's
And
gonna
Kid
bring
Icarus.
that back. And Kid Icarus, right? Exactly. I actually think
Stop.
I'm gonna make a
Stop.
theory. I'm gonna make a theory.
Okay.
Sakurai loves the games that he makes.
Yes.
He always makes Kirby the hero in the Smash Brothers games. He loves this. He came back specifically for Kirby after making pretty much Smash exclusively for like a decade, right?
Yep.
I think if you look at what already got revealed for Kirby Air Riders, you'll notice there's a new machine ride category.
Yeah. Oh,
chariots.
Stop.
And if you've played Kid Icarus, you know there's a very thing.
The
lightning chariot, the very important lightning chariot, which is also Pit's Final Smash in Smash Brothers. I think because you're going to get new legendary air ride machines.
That would be an Easter egg.
Because you had
the Dragoon and the Hydra.
Yes. And so I think it's going to be parts for the lightning chariot. Like you get the parts and that'll be one of the legendary air ride machines.
I would literally cry, bro.
Yeah, I really think they're going to do that.
Kid Icarus is one I have played. I
awesome.
I love Kid Icarus.
That game is awesome.
Uprising, right?
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's play Kid Icarus Uprising. It's very, very good.
So
that also seems like one they're sitting on to eventually re-release. I really feel like that's another one that,
or just like another one, or another like a brand new one. Really?
I truly, in my heart of hearts, believe Sakurai was like probably told you're going to make the next Smash game, despite what he said on the video, where he was like, "They asked me to make Kirby, and I said, you sure? Because you're coming out with Mario Kart." I truly, in my heart of hearts, believe Smash ended, and they were like, all right, we want you to get to work on the next Smash game. But you can make like a project on the in-between. And then he was like, okay, well, like, what do you want me to make? Just like what he said. And they were like, make Kirby. And then he goes, are you sure? But I don't think it was like that. I think they said make Kirby, and he was like, bet I'm gonna make Kirby Air Ride. Like, I think they told him, we want you to make a Kirby game again.
A brand new
and
one.
I think he was like, oh, bet I'm gonna do an Air Ride sequel. And that was like the total different direction. I think like it was misconstrued. I believe Sakurai. I'm not saying Sakurai's a liar. But I'm also saying like, I know you, Daddy Sakurai. I know sometimes he like will lie and love to like, hide certain things. And I do in my heart of hearts believe that like this is his passion project before the next Smash.
I can't wait.
Because the next Smash is going to be like a massive undertaking, probably a reboot. They're not going to bring everybody back. Like it's going to be a big thing.
Ultimate Switch 2 edition.
I don't think they're doing it.
Really?
I think
I don't know
Ultimate
how you
is
top
done.
Ultimate.
That's true. How do you top Ultimate?
You have to reboot completely.
Really?
I think the thing is, especially nowadays with a lot of these franchises, is like Mario uses Cappy that's not in his moveset in Smash Brothers with the taunt. Like Donkey Kong has all these bonanza techniques now, like ripping stuff out of the ground. Not in his moveset at all.
I feel that.
Samus, counterattack from Samus Returns, not in there at all. Link, all the Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom stuff. Like, we are at a point now where every major character, like every major IP character for them, can basically be remade using stuff from all their recent games. And not everybody needs to have a changed moveset. Like Captain Falcon's always going to be Captain Falcon. But like, for the most part, I think when everybody comes back for this next one, or the majority of characters come back, they will be completely redone. And I think it's going to have like a roster that's cut in half. But it's going to be like the characters that are in it are so different that they're essentially new characters. Oh, somebody at the door?
Good news, everyone. That was not a noise complaint, and that's why we paused. It was just a friend, but it was a nice reminder that we're coming up to our ending here of the podcast. We're coming up to an hour. Roger, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Absolutely. Congrats on the launch of the Baton Pass. I feel like it was cool. I saw you guys put up your post with the first episode. I'm like, I'll go I'll go subscribe, I'll go share.
We're honored to have you on as a guest. Like, we've just been grabbing all of our favorite people. That's awesome. Thank you for being here. I guess what's coming up for you that you can maybe tell folks about, or something cool to wrap things up?
Japan trip is coming up. We're going to have lots of vlogs from Japan. That's coming up in early November.
Happy 10 years.
Thank you. I know.
Shout
it's
out
pretty,
to Japan Time.
Pretty
go check out. You love podcasts? Go check out Japan Time.
And of course, Air Riders. I'm going to be covering so much of Air Riders when that game comes out. Same thing. I'm going to be streaming it a bunch, doing a bunch of stuff. And then One Piece is, if you're a fan of the manga, is hitting a really good portion of the story right now. And so I do my live reactions every Sunday alongside the official release. You can check those out as well. So I got lots of stuff coming down the pipeline, and the videos from all the stuff we did here, which may or may not be redacted by the time you're watching this. So.
Heck yeah, that's amazing. Again, appreciate that, Roger, for joining us. Shout out to all the patrons that are up. They will be up on the screen and all that stuff. Obviously, check out his channel, check out Japan Time, subscribe to this channel, and shout out to the audio listeners. That's how it.
I was like, do you have a patron tier that you were trying to remember?
It's super late, and we're gonna wrap it up. Appreciate you guys for joining. All right, I'll see you guys next time.
Woo! Take care, everybody.